And how's it going, guys? It's Wexxim Investing here, and this video is going to be very different. For the next 10 minutes, you're going to be sitting listening to me in a Google Docs spreadsheet. But if you like Counter-Strike and if you like investing, I think this is the video just for you. So I'm sorry if it's not exactly what I normally post, but I think it's going to be just as interesting. So grab a coffee, just relax and enjoy the video. In this video, I have been calculating pretty much all day today and yesterday the exact number of Anubis packages left unopened. And this is only thanks to one single public information number that happened 2.5 years ago. I'm not going to be talking too much. Let's get right into the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video as well. So take care. Okay, so here we are in the spreadsheet, and I've been working on this spreadsheet now for a crazy amount of time. I've been working night and day, trying to find everything from the lawsuit and all the numbers and calculating everything. But I can honestly say that I think I've gotten the most accurate number out there ever. So I'm gonna now read through the document. I'm sorry if this is too slow for you guys, but if you're a nerd and if you want to maybe personally invest in the Anubis package, and if you just like Counter-Strike and investing and everything like that, for the next few minutes, I would highly recommend me reading through this spreadsheet and see how I came to the conclusion. So yeah, we're just going to get straight into it. Firstly, I just wrote down the total supply of similar collections. As we can see, the Anubis collection is the highest of it. We can also see that an average of about 1 million are unboxed every single month. Some months much lower, but at least when you average it out over its entire lifetime in the game, which was about 3 years, you get a 72 million total unboxed and 1 million average per month. We're going to take a look at the revenue through Steam, and only thanks to the lawsuit that happened back in 2023, we actually have the official numbers from the early days of the Anubis package. So Steam is a private company and it's not listed on the stock exchange, so the numbers are not official. But we do have the first year numbers to compare with. This is exactly what I just said. So for this period right here. For the first month that it was released back in April of 2023, it was opened 9 million or 8.9 million. Then 1.4 million, 900,000 and 900,000. And it's gone down to about 600,000 some months about last year. And some months it's gone up to about 1 million again. But at least the reason for this is because on the 3rd of August, we know the lawsuit happened and we got all the live data and all the live numbers that was released by Valve. For example, the in-game shop and the Anubis package. And that's the math that we're going to be using now to calculate over the next coming years. So we know that 12.438 million packages were opened up until the last of July. Each Anubis package is $1.99 US in the store, which generates Valve $24.835 million. And this is public information. It's very easy to see how many were opened. And sometimes it's a little bit off because you do have to count with some people putting them directly in trade ups and stuff like that. But that has already been counted out as well because I did take down the number a tiny bit. Then we come to the lawsuit, and I didn't really find too much in there coming to the numbers, but what I did do was I asked ChatGPT to find articles from that time frame, and I managed to find this time frame right here. So we only have one official revenue post regarding the in-game shop, covering the first month posted 3rd of August. This is thanks to the revenue shared in court. This later led to the sharpening down on cases as we know now today as the Genesis terminal. And I'm not going to read everything here, but what we can see that in the game store, that the Anubis collection package, which alone generated an impressive $27.12 million in revenue. Hey everyone, I just launched my brand new website, WexximInvesting.com, where you can see all of my personal investments and watch deep dive videos of the CS2 skins economy. And on my website, you can also join our growing Discord community. Inside the Discord, you'll meet tons of people with the same interests. We analyze graphs together, we buy items together, and every single month we do giveaways for all members. We've connected over 2,000 inventories to a bot to track any market manipulation going on, giving us early signs before any big move happens. Last month alone, we found some incredible opportunities together, and seeing this community grow truly warms my heart. And if you want to, you can also send any item that you own, and we will all analyze it together. Head on over to wexximinvesting.com. Let's jump into the video again. So what do we know for fact? Well, we know for a fact that they generated $24.8 million from opened cases. And Valve publicly had to admit that they made $27.12 million from the Anubis packages, which means 2.2848 million was used in the in-game store and not opened. Okay? And if we use this math, that is 1.142 million Anubis packages were bought but were not opened. And we have 71.9 million Anubis packages opened to date, as we can see here. So for every 12 million, and that's the math, that's the only math we have. So the rest is the assumption, right? But it's fairly easy to make an accurate assumption when you have that accurate math, right? So every 12.438 million or million cases that are bought, it gives us a rough estimate of 1.142 unopened cases. And I took the total amount of boxes opened, and I assumed that for every 12 million cases that are opened, 1.1 million cases are left unopened. And that gives us a maximum range of 6.6 million Anubis cases that are not opened that have been bought in the store. But obviously we know it's not this high. But the reason I want to guess very, very high is that so there's no explanation or no assumptions that it might be lower or anything, that it might be higher or anything like that. I want to absolutely firstly start off with giving us a maximum roof of what it possibly can be. And this is assuming that every single month to date, as many people that invested in the first months kept investing in the package for the rest of its life. And we know for a fact, and I can talk for everyone here that was in the scene back in 2023, that when the Anubis package came out, it was the first time something was in the store. It was something we could open easily, and it was much, much cheaper than opening a case because you had to pay a few dollars for the case plus a few dollars for the key. And here you could pay 1.75 euros or $2 to open something and have a chance to win something worth hundreds, if not $1,000. So I remember myself, a lot of people were investing in these cases. I even asked in the Discord, many people there said that they invested in this. I remember me myself, I even invested in the Anubis package. So we know this for a fact that when it came out, a lot of people thought this could be a really good investment. And I did find a few screenshots. I just put them in here so we can cover. So let's continue on. And we know for a fact, everyone that was investing back then, and everyone loved Anubis collection packages as an investment. It was cheap, no key needed for a good skin. And here are a few of old posts that I found on Reddit. Well, the Anubis package will go crazy. You're stupid if you're not investing in them right now. This was posted 3 years ago. Here we have another one commenting 3 years ago. I purchased 500 of them. First package in the store. This could be a good investment. It will probably be rotated out in a year or so. This is the type of mindset that people were in when the Anubis package was released. So let's continue on. I'm sorry if this is taking too long, but this is definitely going to be worth it. So just hang in there, boys and girls. So now we know for a fact that the first few months, people were investing in them as much or much more, assuming that 1.1 million were left unopened every 4 months is very, very highly guessed. Because as we just talked about, every single month, people were not that positive to investing. And if you would have asked somebody 1 month ago, nobody would have said that the Anubis package would be a good investment. And that's just straight facts. So over the years, people started to think that maybe it was going to be maybe it will never be taken out of circulation, and people started to open the Anubis package and not buy them to keep them in storage units. Unfortunately, Valve has not released any numbers, so we do not have anything to compare with. We only have the one confirmed number from 2.5 years ago. But we can make assumptions. We know that the Anubis collection package was popular to invest in, and it lost all the hype, and it's at its peak, it generated 1.1 million invested capsules. if we assume for the rest of its life, after those 4 months, only 30% kept investing in the capsules every single month. I know this is super, super high, 30% of its peak of the investing for the rest of its life. But I still, like I said in the beginning, I want to keep this guess very, very high. That is 334,000 capsules invested every 4 months, okay? So from the 1st of August, we only have math up until the last of July, 1.1 million cases, and for the rest of the time, 30% of that being invested up until today as of December 2025. So the answer is, if we're not counting the first 1.1 million for the first 4 months, 1.5 million cases are left unopened, plus the 1.1 million cases from the beginning of the first 4 months. And this, I think, is still very, very highly guessed, but again, I want to keep it high. That leaves us with 2.65 million unopened Anubis packages. And if we just take a look at the remaining supply of, for example, other cases, we can see that there's only 2 cases above the Anubis case, and that is the Winter Offensive Weapon case and the Chroma case. The Winter Offensive case only has 300,000 left, and the Chroma case only has about 2 million left. And then we have the Anubis package at 2.659 million left. And if we also check the cross references from all listed C markets, and if we take, for example, I only did it with the Falchion one, we can see that the 2.65 million guess lines up fairly accurately with how many listings are out there contra how much supply there is as an estimation. So I think this estimation is actually fairly spot on. Maybe a little bit high, but at least fairly spot on. So in this video, I think it took me 12 hours of math and a lot of digging, but I think that I've come to the conclusion that there's only 2.659 million Anubis packages out there in circulation unopened. It's been Wexxim Investing, and if you haven't already, head on over to Wexxim Investing. It's my own website. We're soon moving to monthly payments over there, so if you want to lock in a lifetime membership over in the Discord, all you need to do is head on over to my website. You can also check out all the graphs there regarding the market. You can check case information. There's so much stuff happening over there. Take care, everyone.